Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about the IUPAC nomenclature of bicyclic molecules. In general, there are three types of bicyclic molecules. One is the fused case, where two rings are fused together, and another is the bridged bicyclic compound, where the rings are not fused together. Basically, the common atoms will not be connected directly. In both the cases, we have two common atoms, which we call them as bridgeheads. There is another type of bicyclic molecule called spiro compounds. Here we will have only one common atom between two rings. But the IUPAC nomenclature of spiro compounds are slightly different from the IUPAC nomenclature of fused and bridged cases, and therefore we will discuss about the spiro compounds in a separate video. Let me remove this for the time being. In general, the syntax for the naming of bicyclic molecules goes like this. It would be bicyclo and then in square brackets x dot y dot z and then the parent chain. When it comes to counting the number of atoms in the parent chain, we always have to start our numbering from the bridgehead position and then go on the pathway where we can meet the largest ring first. And therefore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, not the other way around. In the bridged case here, we can go either way because they are symmetric. Therefore, it does not matter whether we go clockwise or counterclockwise here, we will get the same numbers. And then this XYZ. X is the total number of carbon atoms or heteroatoms in the longest pathway through which you come from one side of the bridgehead to the other side. So basically, X is when you come on the longest pathway, how many carbon atoms or heteroatoms you meet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here the value of X is 4. And then Y is the second longest pathway through which you come from one side of the bridgehead to the other side. Once again, we have to exclude the bridgeheads when we count the value of X or Y or Z. Therefore, Y equal to 2 here. And in the fused case, the value of Z will always be 0 because there is a direct bond here. There is no carbon atom between them. And therefore, the value of Z in fused cases will always be 0. Whatever the additional prefixes that you have, methyl or halo or nitro, all those things, that should come before bicyclo and then bicyclo, and then you have to determine the value of XYZ and then the parent chain. So for the fused case, the IUPAC name here, it's going to be very simple because we have no substituents. Therefore, this is bicyclo and then 4.2.0 and then the parent chain. We have 8 carbon atoms in the parent chain and therefore this is octane. Now let us do the naming for the bridged case as well. So therefore this is bicyclo and then X here is 2, these 2 carbon atoms, Y is also 2 and then Z is 1 here, we have 1 carbon atom here. So Z is 1 and in total we have 7 carbon atoms. Therefore bicyclo in square bracket 2.2.1 and then heptane in one line. Let's discuss some examples. Let's say this is our molecule. How to give IUPAC name for this? Let's start numbering from the bridgehead. We have to go on the largest ring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we do the numbering this way, then the methyl groups are coming at 3 and 7. But how about if we start numbering from here and then go clockwise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the methyl groups are coming at 3 and 6 position, and therefore this is correct. Therefore the correct IUPAC name for this molecule is 3,6 dimethyl bicyclo, and in total we have 7 carbon atoms in the parent chain. But what is the value of XYZ? Value of X is 3, because we have 3 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, and then the value of Y is 2, these 2 carbon atoms, and then the value of Z is 0 because this is a fused case, and in total we have 7 carbon atoms, therefore heptane. How about now? So do the numbering once again, starting from the bridgehead, not starting from the nitrogen. We shouldn't do that. Numbering must always start from the bridgehead position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have a bridged bicyclic molecule in this case. Therefore the correct IUPAC name for this molecule is 2-aza, because we have a nitrogen atom at 2 position. Therefore 2-aza bicyclo, and then value of X in this case is 2. We have to count the nitrogen atom as well. We cannot ignore that. That is part of our parent chain. And then the value of Y is also 2. Value of Z is 1. Isn't it? We are counting these 2 atoms for X. So X is 2. We are counting these 2 atoms. Therefore Y is also 2. And then we are counting this atom for the Z. Therefore 2.2.1, Z equal to 1, and then heptane, because total 7 atoms in the parent chain. Now you might be wondering, like, we have 6 carbon atoms, how come we are calling heptane? In this case nitrogen atom must be counted as if like carbon atom when you are counting the parent chain, and therefore heptane is the correct word to end here, not hexane, because in total we have 7 atoms in the parent chain. One of them is a heteroatom. Okay. So 2-aza bicyclo 2,2,1 heptane is the correct IUPAC name for this molecule. How about now? Could you find out the IUPAC name for this molecule? Once again, start numbering from the bridgehead. Just because there is a functional group here, it doesn't mean that we should start numbering from there. Numbering must always start from the bridgehead. Therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 3 methyl groups. Therefore 1, 7, 7 trimethyl bicyclo, and then XYZ. X is 2, these 2 atoms. Y is also 2, these 2 atoms. Value of Z is 1, it's a bridged one, and then heptane, and then at 2 position we have the keto group. Therefore 2, 1 in one line. That's the correct IUPAC name for this molecule.